Welcome to day 76 of the 77 day video challenge. We are almost done with this, and I can't say that I have a lot of regrets, and that is the subject. Tonight is regret. I saw that today, August 23rd, is European Day of Remembrance for Victims of Stalinism and Nazism. It is also the International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its abolition. It's worth noting that on the same day, two occasions are marked reflecting on the mistakes of an entire culture. European culture recognizing the mistakes of giving permission to Stalinism and to Nazism, and the international community recognizing its complicity in the slave trade. I think it's important that we all take time to recognize our regrets, just as certain segments of the international communities have set aside time to recognize the mistakes they have made in allowing certain horrific behaviors to continue. I think that at a personal level, we have to reflect on the mistakes that we may have made. And sometimes it's important to speak about those errors. There's been a lot of controversy about whether it's appropriate to teach children some of the unflattering elements of our American culture, our American history, and whether it's helpful for children to know about the history of the slave trade, to know about the abuse of the visited upon the indigenous people, the cruelty, and the injustices visited upon women and LGBTQ people and immigrants. We've become so entrenched in our need to ensure that history is a spotless and noble timeline without without tendrils of regrettable behavior, shadows, cruelty, bloodshed, injustice. The international communities of Europe and throughout the world recognize their complicity, their permission to allow Nazism, Stalinism, and slavery to be part of the history of the nations that practiced that. Even today, we have people who have taken a stance that certain behaviors that are still in practice are not so bad, that it's for the better good. And sadly, in the larger sense, I don't agree with that. It's important that we know what we have done wrong, so that we can learn from our history, learn from our mistakes, culturally and personally. It's hard for me to say what regrets I can learn from, because I recognize also that I have not taken a lot of risks in my life. When I have taken sizable risks, like moving to Kansas City on relatively short notice, I learned quickly that it was the best thing that ever happened to me. No one was harmed by this, and so I can't say that there was any regret to be felt in making that change, taking that risk. But there are risks that we have taken culturally that perhaps the the pain was not felt by the people who took the risk, but the people who imposed the the jeopardy of those risks upon other people. So as you take risks, you may recognize the change, the transformation that you feel from it, and you may recognize as well the the triumph of a risk. But ultimately, it may also be healthy to recognize its effect on other people, because sometimes that is not cause for them to celebrate. So you can learn from your the risks that you take. You can learn from your mistakes. And an important part of taking risks and learning from your mistakes is learning how to make that that lesson enrich the lives of other people, because sometimes other people suffered for those risks. Thank you for visiting me with on this, the penultimate installment of the 77-day video challenge, and I look forward to seeing you for the final installment of the 77-day video challenge as I age into my next year. So thank you. Look forward to seeing many of you tomorrow. Thanks.